Hello traders, welcome to the Trading Fanatic channel. It's Iliya here, and today we're having a trading setups breakdown video. You know how those go. I break down every trade that I took this week, provide you some details, show you what I did, what I also learned, which I believe is the most important part of trading, because you constantly have to keep reflecting, improving your edge, adding new stuff, removing stuff that don't work. So yeah, every single week we have different learnings that we have to apply onto the next one. All right. So we're going to do this. I'm going to cover from Monday all the way until Friday. So you're going to have a treat. There were a lot of amazing setups this week. I finished overall profitable, but I'm very sad that I hesitated on around 2-3 amazing setups, right? One of them I missed and 2 of them I hesitated, which costed me 15R, which is not great. And yeah, but a lot to learn. So you better equip yourself with patience and let's have some good chart work. Alright, let's get into it. If you have been watching my videos, you know that my favorite pair is Mr. EURUSD. I hate it and love it at the same time. And currently, because I'm extremely busy, I'm in my final year of university. I'm graduating this year, so I have been extremely busy this month. My month is also profitable. But I also did an FTMO challenge at the beginning of this month because it was going to expire like after 6 months. I remember I purchased it in December, and this one is left with around 1.5% profit, I think. So I'm going to be making a retry, and I only took like 2 or 3 trades on this one because the first weeks of October were just extremely busy, and I managed to trade just like in the 3rd week, and I made that profit. And then this week I just decided not to force it towards 10%, and I just traded my live account this week. So the trades we're going to be seeing are on my live account, real trades. I'm also working on a track record to potentially bring it to 1 year of data. I have some nice stats, so hopefully I will be able to share with you this with you pretty soon. So yeah, so this is pretty much where I am right now. The month is coming to an end. Like next week we're already in November, so I'm very excited. I'm gonna start the retry, and I'm gonna keep trading my live account because I do think it's also very important to keep making like real profits, because challenges, if you do them way too much, I've had friends and also fanatics on my community that do a lot of challenges, and then at the end of the day you just keep doing those challenges. It's like demo account. You might pass phase 1, fail the second one, or get everything, then fail again, so you're ended up with nothing. But of course you just actually learn. So what I actually thought, okay, why don't I take the same trades also on my live account, which also trains my discipline a lot, because I tend to, as you're gonna see in this video, like I tend to hesitate a lot on some setups, especially when it comes to my live account. And although I risk very little on my live account, like 0.25% per trade, I still hesitate because it's like my own money. It's not small, it's my own. And yeah, with the challenges, it's not yours, so you feel a little bit better about it. You're not that scared, right? So there are of course benefits and drawbacks. Let me know if you want me to make a video on this. I can definitely speak on that. But without further ado, let's actually jump in onto the technicals. So if you have been following the fundamentals as well, this week the ECB hiked their rate to 2%, I believe, and it went as expected. But what I want to show you as well is like the Monday open. So there is Monday open right there. Look at that, like Monday open, and it pumped up almost 300 pips, right? So why is that? Well, it's because the interest rate hike is already being priced in right there. Right, so it was expected to be hike. It was actually pretty sure that it's gonna happen. So investors and traders actually felt very positive, so they kept longing EURUSD all week, right? And then you can see actually when the announcement came out that day, it was around right here, we actually ended up having a bearish move, and right now even on Friday we're starting to shift structure to bearish, right? So it was priced in from Monday. So if you wonder, ooh, increase of the rates, why didn't it pump higher? Well, it's because it was already priced in. Okay, so on Monday we started a little bit sloppy as expected, like we had a bullish move, so I was expecting the longs. I was also expecting like this one to tap, but yeah, if you remember, then the market pulled back very nicely right here and started providing us the longs. So I'm gonna delete some price and try to pull out Monday's price action, where I took 2 trades, I think. So let's see. So yeah, we were responding from this little supply on the left. This is why we had the response. But as I always keep telling you in the weekly outlooks, don't look too much on the left. Right, the left is not that important. It's very important to know the specific levels, because from those levels, as I say, we can expect a reaction that is going to create the pullback for us to eventually later continue pushing into the highs. Okay, but a lot of you might be, oh, supply, I'm gonna short the hell out of this guy and go for the low. No, right? It just simply doesn't work like this. So what we have right there is a tap. We had a pullback and then the market continued going higher. But what I believe I ended up doing is I actually took a, oh yeah, I actually took two shorts, which is a counter trend, and then I missed the long one simply because I wasn't providing an entry, which sucks. Because what I have found something about my trading is that I usually get on those small trades, which I'm very happy about, but usually like the big macro moves, I tend to miss, either because they don't provide an entry or because of the timing or because of this or because of that. So definitely I have a lot more to work on, right? So what happens right here? So we have a very nice Asian range. It was overall trending. The market stopped, created the Asian low, then we started shifting bullish. But then as you can see, in the meantime, we also shifted bearish within the bearish range. Within the Asian range. There was a trade right there that I hesitated on simply because we were kind of a little bit early still on Monday. We were still also within the Asian range. So I thought we might actually go for the Asian high, right? There was a lovely short right there that I hesitated on, which I'm very sad because I was looking to take it. Then we continued on, broke structure again, created the pullback and broke structure again. Then as we pull back into the new supply, this is where I took my first trade. Then we broke structure again. On the next pullback, this is where I took my second trade, and luckily this one tapped 5R before it actually reversed, right? So as you can see, I was only taking counter trend trades on Monday, which is not the best situation. But there is this first one. So I'm currently using Forex.com, but I'm gonna be changing to Oanda. I know FXCM, I don't like FXCM, but I'm gonna be changing to Oanda because also with my broker, what I experienced today on Friday and also that day, there was a break of structure, while on this Forex.com, there is no break of structure, right? So this was a 15-minute break, and this one is a 15-minute break. Then this one is a 15-minute reversal right there, right? So it's all about those little details, right? So that is a potential trade right there, very beautiful. I do think some of my community members took this one. Then the market pushes low at the lows, creates a lower low. Then we have all of these flat. So look at this. This is all liquidity generation, right? Maybe a lot of people went short right there, rushing. I'm patiently waiting for the liquidity to get collected. There it went, higher low, high, shift of structure, right? But what I actually did on this one is it was slightly bit intuitive trade. I was looking at the liquidity generation, and usually when this happens, the market rarely provides you like a textbook 1-minute entry. So what I did is, as I was seeing the market push, pull back, and on the break of the structure, potentially expecting the TC, which is a trend change. That's what we use in my community. I actually entered aggressively from right there, and I had a stop loss of 5 pips, which is the maximum that I use for my trades, right? So it could have been even better, but I entered right there, 5 pips, just bang. And yes, then it actually, when it provided the shift, it did not provide me a retest of this entry, just ranged for a little bit right there, and then it just hit TP at the downside right there for a 5R. So that is my first trade. And then I just keep following the flow, right? It broke structure down again. It pulls back where to? Well, this level, which I also wanted to short, but it didn't pull back to right there. So it came in, the structure on the 1 minute aligned. So as it aligned, I just enter on the retest, like from the other side. So we have a break right there. We have the retest, stop loss safely above. I'm very happy that I placed a little bit of buffer in this one. So it wasn't like this. I always place a little bit of buffer. So I think my stop loss looked something like this. Maybe it was like that as well. I don't know. But yeah, it gave a beautiful reaction. EURUSD is coming in for a trade. It gave a beautiful reaction right there, but failed to take out the low. So at that time, I knew that this one can get liquidated. It came very sharply into my entry, then it pulled back. It kind of actually made the reversal right there, but luckily it did not stop me out, and then it continued with the overall direction. And I was looking, it was taking a lot of time. It was very choppy, so I think I took, yeah, I did some partials right there. I think, yeah, I did 50% at 4.4 because this is a counter trend, and I was expecting, the market had already taken like the Asian lows. It was creating a daily low as well, and I was expecting the bullishness. So what I did is just, this is something that I tend to do. Like if I just don't feel it, I just take a partial just to get myself paid. So I took 50% at 4.4, and then the rest of the position was taken right there, as you're going to see my MT4 stats. And yeah, then as you can see, the market ended up ranging a lot. I think I also had a little partial, but then I took it, yeah, just somewhere right here. And then just all of a sudden, we created a 15-minute shift of structure. Then I wanted to go long from here, but unfortunately, the market did not retest that level and massively expanded into the highs. And yeah, this is pretty much how Monday ended. 2 5-hour trades, very, very, very beautiful. So let's jump on to Tuesday. I'm gonna have to play some price, I think. So let's do this. Yeah, I think, oh, I already went on to Wednesday. So let me delete some of them. I still can't get used to trading use replay 2 being down there. It used to be right here. So what we have on that day, so what really made me skeptical and doubtful on that day, and what actually made me think this low can get taken right here, is because we had this push, we had this pullback, and the market pushed all the way up and actually failed to take out the high. And if it fails to take out the high, it means that there is supply sitting in right here. And then I thought, okay, well, if this low failed to take out the high, then is it possible that we're actually going to break this one and pull back into this zone? So this is one of the things that I thought that week. Hence why I think I ended up taking a short on this one. Or did I? Yeah, we're going to see. So yeah, but technically what happened, the market just pushed, it pulled back and continued to massively expand, right? So what I'm really pissed about is that I did not actually catch a beautiful long this weekend. Oh yeah, this is the second trade I hesitated on this week, which costed me again 5 hours. So if you remember, there was one that I hesitated 5. This is another one, 5, and then there is another one on Wednesday, which is 5. And I took a loss on this one, right? So I was observing right there, Tokyo, it started going down, it pulled back, lower high, lower low. Then we shifted for a bit. This is very tricky structure. This is why I hesitated on this one, because there is a very, very precise concept that I'm backtesting right now. I already rolled it out to my community and they're killing it already, but I'm still gaining data on this one, and actually took this one on demo right there, but not live, right? So it was just a very minor shift of structure, but we also failed to take out the major low, which made me doubtful if whether this one is strong and correct, right? But it actually was, right? It came in, and then on this push right there, this is where we broke structure, and I was like, okay, well, maybe we're actually gonna go a bit lower, right? Either towards this little zone right there, or maybe even to take out the low. So I was a little bit hopeful, but it was an absolutely valid trade. We took it together with all of my team, and we got a very, very nasty collective stop loss right there. So simply, there is our break, there is our pullback. This is the liquidity generation phase. The market takes it out, right? We have very specific rules, so you're not gonna get stopped out right there because one of our rules is not met. After we actually met it right there, we had a shift of structure, the market pulls back here. I just made sure to get a stop loss below 5R, right? So I didn't really wait for here, although it could have gotten me a much better stop loss. But this is where I entered, as you're going to see in my MT4 stats. Came in, responded, bang, stop loss, and then it just ranged and exploded, right? And exploded. So also thinking in hindsight, there was no long trade for me and for my entry criteria and for my models, right? There was no long entry on that day. So this is the short trade that I hesitated on. All the rules were ticked on this one. Absolutely all the rules were ticked, but unfortunately I hesitated on it. And as you can see, it hit 5R, and it actually went for the lower low, which is our TP2 for a 6.5. So that was a great trade, and I took a loss on Tuesday, which is very good, right? We had a buffer on Monday, so when you start with a very powerful Monday, it usually things tend to go well. But my big downside is that I hesitated on a lot of trades, as you're also going to see on Wednesday right now. I called this one in the morning analysis. My community members actually ended up taking it, but I'm one of those slightly hesitant guys that wants to have all the data gathered before I really start trading those setups live. So what we have right there is an absolutely bombastic bullish market. We had a very nice push into the highs. We had a very nice pullback. So we expected the highs, right? The tricky thing about this day is that, so as you can see right there, so if you understand major and minor structure, you're going to understand that this is the leg that we were trading within, and all of this mess right there is internal. None of this matters. Only this low matters and this high matters, right? So what happens is the market again generated that liquidity phase, it took out the liquidity, and then it was right here that we actually aligned internally bullish. Okay, so I was immediately looking to enter long. The first long that I wanted to take was from here. Unfortunately, that didn't retest. Then we have a push. We have a second long that I was willing to take. Unfortunately, this one did not provide an entry. And there is the third long that one of my, I think, yeah, a few of my community members took, but I did not. Why? Well, because it was getting a little bit constrained, right? And technically, this also ticked what I'm currently backtesting, but it was very constrained and I wasn't entirely sure. So I ended up hesitating on that trade, right? Which turned out into a very, very, very massive trade. So I'm very sad I missed this one. And then what I ended up doing is, again, I just keep following the flow right now, and I then ended up taking a loss long from right there. So, right, so I skip the win and I land on the loss, which is usually what tends to happen, which really sucks. And yeah, technically right here, the market was a bit extended, so it needed to recharge with like a little bit of a complex correction, and then we continued the expansion. But unfortunately, I also couldn't manage to catch a long from here, right? So slightly bit tricky on that day. So that is the trade right here. Very simply, this is our 50-minute break. We also have a liquidity generation phase. Liquidity is taken. Shift of structure, retest, absolutely textbook entry with a 3.4 pip stop loss. It can be even lower if you wish. And yeah, it just expanded. Here I was looking to take it, right? This one is a potential entry, but one of my rules was not met, so I didn't take this one. But here all the rules were met, but I just hesitated on this overall price right there and of the validity of my 50-minute range, which actually led me to learn and introduce some very specific, very systematic rules for my 15-minute structure, and we're all living it right now. So yeah, there is the next one. 50-minute break, 50-minute retest. The market gave me all the rules. It aligned with me. So this is where I took my, what is it, the third or the fourth trade of the week? I'm not sure. There it is. Good stop loss. So it ended up reacting down, up, down, still saved, and it started pushing. So nowadays I just don't go break even on my trades, because oftentimes what could happen is your break even can get retested, right? And then it explodes. But what I did on this case is I identified that this right now is if this low goes for me, that my trade will be invalid. So what I ended up doing is I just moved my stop loss below, and it got stop loss right there, which is pretty much like, I think it was even a little bit higher. So it was less than half the loss that I was supposed to have with this full stop loss, right? So technically that is my trade on Wednesday, right? It was not bad. Then yeah, we started ranging. There was a potential, no, there is no potential long right there because we were bearish. Yeah, we shifted up here. There were community members that took a short from right there, right? But then yeah, some of them got break in, some of them re-entered right there, had TP. Then here I was also looking for short, but unfortunately the supply got violated, and then we shifted right there. And as we got aligned right there in the 1 minute to actually get a long entry, the market already forgot about us. So unfortunately, once again, no long entry for me. Damn you, EU. But yes, this is pretty much Wednesday. So let's jump on to Thursday, where I was a lazy bastard in the morning, and I did not sit on my charts before 8 a.m. So this also costed me my third or fourth 5R for the week, which really sucks. And then unfortunately, it did not provide me a short opportunity because the stop loss was a little bit big. So what we have right now is the market created this push, right? So we potentially can start expecting a pullback, right? This is a demand, but according to my rules, this is not a valid structure that if broken below, you're going to have a reversal in the FOH. So this was my zone, right? And this is also my 4-hourly supply, demand, which I ended up taking a long loss this morning on the EU, which I'm going to show you in a bit. And yeah, so technically we are at a higher high on the 4H. How do we know that the higher high is ending? Well, you wait for the 50-minute or the hourly structure to change. We broke the low, we broke the high, and here we shifted. So it was that leg that caused the shift of the structure. So I was looking to short, but unfortunately the short setup came in a little bit early. There is my zone. There is the retest. 1 minute entry was provided. Boom, 5R. And actually, if you held this one because break even wasn't tapped, oh man, you nail a bombastic trade right now. So the potential of this week is huge. But again, still guys, I'm not perfect. I still have a lot more to work on, especially when it comes to those very precise details, because when you get good and when you know what you're doing, then it's all about emotions. It's all about psychology, actually trusting your setups. And it's all about those little things, right? So then what happens is the market breaks structure low. So I wanted to short from here. And I had a member just taking a trade from there. He had a stop loss like that. And he nailed a beautiful 5R trade right here. Right, but me with my stupid sometimes 1 minute setups, I missed out on this one. So there is the liquidity generation, there is the tap, there is the shift, and yeah, this one, guys, this is a very nasty miss, because I could have taken it right there with like a 6 pip stop loss or something, but I was looking for 5, honestly. I was looking for this one to tap, and yeah, it costed me an absolutely banger trade right there. But yeah, this is the trade that I was looking to take on a Thursday, but unfortunately it got missed. Some of you might say, why don't you enter from here? Well, this is something that I removed from my plan. I was also trying to take the trades as they push down, which of course is something that I would like to do in the future. But for now, I just want to get into the initial one, the best trade, and then just keep following the 15-minute. Unfortunately, that one was a miss. I think a lot of the Fanatic members missed this one as well, because we all wanted a tight stop loss. It was only a few that actually took it from here, right, with a good stop loss above, that actually nailed the trade. And I think we had a couple that actually took that one with a stop loss above right there, which also ended up playing out amazingly, right? So that is Thursday. And then I don't think we got something more, right? Yeah, then it pushed. Yeah, then it kind of pulled back, so maybe you short from here, then a massive expansion lower, and yeah, then it started actually shifting down, shifting up, and it started ranging. So this right there was not tradable, and I do think this is the day of the interest rate decision. I think it was precisely right there, so we definitely don't trade on this one, right? But the goal for me on that day was to catch a London trade and then just call it a day, and also I would have even called it a week, right? But as I missed this one, I missed all of those trades. I wanted to catch it today, and it costed me 2 losses, which really sucks. So you can see I took a very nice trade on Monday, and then all the other days like went downhill, which is again not very nice, but it is what it is. So what we have right now is, as I mentioned in the previous trade, we have this, what I perceive to be my major demand zone, right? And this is right now, actually I can say the 4-hourly is bearish right now, right? But in the morning the market responded very nicely. What I also want to see is the 50-minute to align with the 4-hourly. This big push caused a break of the major structure that is right here. So on the retest, I was looking to get involved into longs and hopefully to see a continuation into the highs, right? So what we had this morning is the market pulling back very nicely, and there was not enough liquidity generated, but of course we had some taken on the left. And yeah, this, I learned my lesson from the previous day, so I woke up a little bit early this day, so I started looking from here already, but this one was not into the zone, so we cannot take this one. It came in right there, broke structure into the highs, shifted right there, so I immediately took it even on this wick, right? So that is my first trade of today. Gave a nice reaction, it pulled back. So what really sucks on that trade is, so as you can see, Forex.com, it did not break the low, but my broker actually went below right there, right? So I actually got a stop loss on this one, right here. So that is my first trade. But then I see that it actually aligned and it pushed up. So I was like, yes, I'm going to give it a second try. It's still valid, right? It's still very valid. So then on the retest, I got a slightly bad fill on this one. I don't know why, but I got it filled from right there and I wanted to take it from here, but that's fine, right? So I got this with a 5.4 stop loss. It gave a good reaction, pull back down, right? So then this would have been a much better entry. And of course, if you took it from here, you're going to see that you almost could have hit TP, but let's not speculate on anything. This is how I took the trade. It broke up, it pulled back. I think I had one member that told me he took this trade right there, tries to push up, right? And then I did not go break even because I just don't see any sense in going break even. We haven't really committed to the upside or broken any structure, so it can come back again and reverse and then just stop loss, right? I do think I reduced my stop loss just a little bit, but yeah, I did this on 2 full losses right there on Friday. So that is pretty much my week, guys. I'm very, very open about it. And you see that I took a lot of losses this week, and I took only like, I think 2 or 3 wins. And I'm going to show you right now my weekly result. So it's very good. I'm very happy with it, finishing also the month profitable, which is all that matters. Of course, on my live account, I didn't make much because I was also focused on the challenge, right? But for next month, I could do both of them at the same time. So we'll see what happens, right? So yeah, this is pretty much right now. Currently, what I'm looking for is to actually go short, right? So right now, as we reversed bearish on the 4H, I'm immediately adapting with the market, as I keep telling you every single Tuesday, right? So this is currently my new 4-hourly supply. And as you can see right now, there is actually a trade potentially about to go off because this is a valid trade. And as you can see right now, we pull back, but we haven't gotten any liquidity. So something that I will be looking for is something like this. If this doesn't work out, then I will be looking for the market to pull back towards this 4-hourly supply, then give me a 15-minute shift, right? Give me a 15-minute shift and then potentially start following it down. But today it's Friday and I already took quite a few losses and I don't want to screw it even more. So I'm going to probably end it up right here. So Fanatics, I hope you enjoyed this one. Hope you found value. Please let me know in the comments if you want to see more. If you actually enjoyed this one, let me know if I'm going too fast. Let me know if you want something to improve in those videos, and if you would like to see them more often, let me know what you would also love to see more from the channel. I wish you an amazing Friday. I wish you an amazing weekend, and see you tomorrow on the weekly outlook and setups.